Hey YouTube, Darren here. I'm back. Man, it has been a long 3 weeks. I was down in, I live in Alabama. I was down in a little town called Prattville, Alabama, where we service contract and do the vibration and infrared on a paper mill down there. And so we've been having to go down there and take care of it and service the contract and do a bunch of work, and so it's been eventful. It's been interesting. Take these off. So I've been down there on and off for 3 weeks and taking care of that, and now we're back. Going to be back for 2 weeks, then I'll be gone again probably for 3 weeks, but probably going to take y'all with me again every now and then when I can. So the videos are going to be a little slow, the way it is with a live. But stand up, guys. We're going to spin you around, do some shout outs to the people that have subscribed to the channel. As always, Sulphur City Designs, off-road, mower, mudding, modding, t-shirts, custom work, special designs, magnetics. There is a link on the main page on Mayhem, and you can go to it. They got all kinds of stuff. A bunch of good guys also do their t-shirts and decals, and you can get them from there, from that site. Southern Off-Road Mowers on Facebook. Go to it, post some junk. We love it when you do. You don't have to, but we like it. Linda Palmore, thank you for subscribing, Linda. I really appreciate it. Radical Dan 0. That's all one word. Thank you, Radical Dan. Mr. Mo BRZ, thank you for subscribing. Dylan F. David Thistlethwaite, thank you. Milo Garage, thanks Milo. Dan the Angry Modder, don't be angry Dan, but thanks for subscribing. Logan Gormley, Herman Baker 41, Andrew Fenton, Chuck the 4x4, thanks for subscribing. Justin Bacchus, Naughty Gilmore 2, thanks for subscribing, guys. And a bunch of people that have been sharing the videos as well. Sorry I've been out of pocket. Hey, it's life related, so can't do nothing about it. But all the people that have been sharing the videos, tomorrow we are going to do a video, and I will include you as well. I'm just now getting home, getting the computer set back up, and looking at a bunch of stuff. But I did see on Southern Off-Road Mowers, a lot of people have been asking how they can figure out their RPM and their speed based off their pulleys. They're wanting to go this fast, and what kind of pulleys. So I think we should redress pulley speeds in the formula that we're going to use to figure pulley RPMs. Yes, we're going to do math. More to come, guys. Oh, but wait a minute. There's Edward. What? What? Edward says hey. He's glad to be back in the limelight. Damn. Now we're back. More to come. And this is related to what we were talking about just a while ago. Someone had seen rather a lot of questions concerning RPM. How can I get it to go faster? Strap a rocket to it. That's what a lot of people say. But it's a good question. How do I make it go faster? How to go fast? Okay, what we're going to do is we're going to go over pulley ratios and RPM and how they are related to making your lawnmower go faster. From the 6 miles an hour that it does in high when it's cutting your grass, after you take the deck off and make it ready for mudding. I don't do a lot of racing, so I stick mainly to mudding, so it's going to be in relation to mudding. We're going to try to go fast enough to get in the mud, clean the tires out, and get out of the mud. That's all we're going to do. So I don't care if I go more than 20 miles an hour. You can go a lot faster, but how fast can you stop? More to come. And we're going to keep it simple. We're going to stick to basic numbers, so you're not going to have to take your shoes off and count. I did, but y'all won't have to. Let's remember that most Briggs & Stratton's governed engines run around 3,600 RPM. Not saying your Oppie with the aluminum flywheel won't do 4,000. I'm sure it will. Stick with governed, stick with numbers we know, 3,600 RPM. Most of these have a 4-inch front pulley. This is for driving. This is for, you know, forward and reverse, guys. You would take the 3,600 RPM of the motor, multiply it by the 4 inches on the front pulley, gives you a working RPM of 14,400 RPM. And that's with a 4-inch front pulley. This is all factory, remember. Most of the rear pulleys, some are 12 inches, but let's do 9 inches. A lot of them are 9-inch pulleys, big old pie pans. You would take the 9 inches and divide it by the 14,400 RPM. That gives you a operating output RPM of 1,600 RPM. 1,600 RPM to turn your tires. That is not your speed. That is the RPM that you're turning the tires. Different tires turn different speeds, so we're not going to get into that today. 1,600 RPM. That's creeping, but you're cutting grass. Now, let's take the deck off. Let's do a pulley swap. Now we're going to get into some good stuff. All right, guys. Let's take this 3,600 RPM Briggs & Stratton motor. We're turning 3,600 RPM governed. We put a 6-inch pulley on it. Now the motor, multiply your RPMs by your 6-inch pulley, is turning 21,600 RPMs. Not too shabby. Alright guys, now let's say we put a 5-inch pulley on the back. That gives us 4,320 RPMs out of our transaxle. Now again, that's not miles per hour. It has nothing to do taking into account, we're not doing anything as far as tires or tire size. Not doing that because everybody runs different. This, we'll get into tires later. That gives you an output 4,320 transaxle RPMs as opposed to the factory 1,600. That moves you a little bit. That's good stuff. Now we're going to do a little bit more and you'll know the formula. So we'll actually, heck, I may put it up here and wasn't sure if this thing was on. Okay guys, we're going to do one more. I think you got the gist of it now. Let's take that motor, that Briggs & Stratton motor. It's turning 3,600 factory RPMs governed. You have that 6-inch pulley on it. You are turning 21,600 RPMs, and you decide to put a 4-inch pulley on it on the rear transaxle. Well, okay, you've done the math before now. 3,600 RPMs by the 6-inch, and that gives you the 21,600. Okay, there we go. You divide your 4-inch pulley that you're putting on the back of it by your 21,600. That gives you a transaxle RPM of 5,400. And that moves you a little bit faster. So you can see why putting the big pulley on the front and a smaller pulley on the back and progressing to an even smaller pulley gives you a higher RPM to work off of. Now, let's go ahead and do this formula. Look at it real quick. The motor RPM, and you know, like I said, if you've got it ungoverned and you've got some stuff done to it, it may be a little different. You might need to tack it to make sure, and I would suggest tacking it. Nothing wrong with getting an exact number. 3,600 RPMs. You multiply that by the front pulley in inches. And then when you get your total, you would divide by the rear pulley. That will give you your transaxle RPM. That is not tire speed or tire RPM. That is not. And remember, you can only go as fast as you can stop. So, having said that, that is your Cavette. Just be careful, because these things will go a lot faster than you think. A lot of you know that. A lot of you got ones that go a lot faster than I am comfortable going on. You can get a lot of speed out of these things, and you can go to a 3-inch, 2.5 inch. You can go, you know, as low as you want. And you know, bearing all that in mind, be careful, have fun, be safe. Because like I said, they do go a lot faster than you think. I have hit when I first started doing this and didn't really understand a lot of it. I built my first one. Gosh, I don't even remember the name of it. It was I don't know. It was like the first 20 videos. I've done like 750 videos now. So I hit a tree going about 30 miles an hour because I couldn't stop, and it threw me over the front of the mower, and I landed. I was fine. I mean, I was sore for a few days, but I landed in a bunch of crap and brush and everything. I caught that front tire on a tree, and of course I wasn't wearing a helmet, because you don't need to wear a helmet on a lawnmower. That's crazy too. You need to wear one if you're going that fast, guys. But so then I started to rethink and revisit this, and actually a lot of this pertains to what I do in my job. So you got to be careful, because they can get going a little bit faster than you think. We can, next video or two, if we're going to get technical, we'll go into tire size, RPM, and miles per hour. It's kind of technical, but thanks for watching, guys. Thanks for subscribing. I really appreciate it. Thanks for putting up with all the stuff. Thanks for hanging on while I've been out of town, guys. I really appreciate it. Everybody that's been sharing, guys, I really appreciate that as well. Y'all can make some mayhem. One thing I will note before I go, today is my wife's birthday. So, if you would, tell her happy birthday. Thanks, guys.